in the big finish tonight, Congressman Paul Ryan's budget gives $3 trillion in tax cuts to corporations and the wealthy. But he doesn't have a plan to pay for it. On Fox News Sunday, Ryan was grilled about how he would offset the tax cuts. He couldn't come up with an answer.
What you're saying is lower the tax rates.
And broaden the base.
And broaden the base by eliminating a lot of the tax.
Loopholes and deductions, which are disproportionately used by those taxpayers.
Because you don't say in the budget which one.
That's right. So that's what the Ways and Means Committee is supposed to do. That's not the job of the Budget Committee. There is $1 trillion a year of these kinds of loopholes that are built into the tax system.
So are you going to?
So we're saying you don't have to get rid of all of them.
Can you give me a number?
I can't, because those decisions haven't been made.
Are you willing to say that it would not only be revenue neutral?
It is.
But also distributionally neutral, which means that the wealthy aren't going to benefit and the middle class isn't going to suffer?
I don't know. There's no way to know the answer to that question.
Has this guy ever run a business? Does he have any executive experience? Has he ever hired or fired? Has he ever run budgets in the private sector? I'm just asking the questions. A total lack of specifics there, don't you think? Well, it didn't stop Mitt Romney from endorsing Ryan's budget proposal. Even the White House has started referring to the plan as the Romney-Ryan budget. I'm joined tonight by Robert Reich, former labor secretary under President Clinton and now a professor at UC Berkeley and the author of the book Aftershock. Mr. Reich, good to have you with us tonight. Does Paul Ryan have any clue about what he's talking about when it comes to running the numbers on the budget?
I think he does have a clue. I think he's purposely trying to hide exactly where all of these big tax giveaways to the rich are going to come from. But he also says, in that budget at least, that a lot of the savings are going to come from Medicare. He's going to cut Medicare reimbursements for the elderly. He's also going to take a big swipe out of what's called discretionary spending. And that discretionary spending includes food stamps, Pell Grants, education funding, all kinds of things that go primarily to lower middle class and poor families. This is reverse Robin Hood, social Darwinism.
Ryan's budget cuts spending on programs ranging from food stamps to border control. I mean, gutting all of these programs, what do you think this would do to the economy, to the base, to the flow of goods and services and the transfer of the money? What do you think?
Ed, we've already seen what happens to this economy when the middle class, lower middle class, working class doesn't have enough money to keep the economy going. I mean, apart from the questions of gross unfairness, I mean, the Ryan budget is going to make the economy much worse. It's going to slower economic growth. A lot of studies have shown that if we make huge tax cuts for the rich and cut all of the benefits that are going to the middle class and the poor, you're going to not only create distributional havoc in this country, but you're going to really take money out of the pockets of people that do most of the spending.
Anybody that's ever been in business knows that the fastest way to affect the bottom line is to cut payroll. That's theoretically is exactly what Ryan is doing with his budget. He's going right after Medicare and Medicaid. He's going after programs that he can nail right away, yet gives the tax breaks again to the corporations and the wealthiest Americans. It's that vulture chart I talk about. This is going to steroid the top line, the red line, and for the blue liners, they're going to be suffering again. And Mitt Romney supports Ryan's budget. Ryan says that he would consider a VP run. What would a Romney-Ryan ticket mean for America?
Well, the good news from the standpoint of progressives, Ed, is it would be very clear and make very clear exactly what they stood for. I mean, Paul Ryan, say what you want. He's been honest about what he wants. I mean, he's fudged a lot of the numbers, but he's been very clear. I mean, this is a big boon to the wealthy. The average millionaire or above is going to get at least $150,000 of tax cuts per year. And those tax cuts are going to be coming out of the hide of middle class, lower middle class, and poor people. Now, this is the blueprint. This is the Ryan blueprint. It's the House Republican blueprint. And now, apparently, it is Mitt Romney's blueprint. And Mitt Romney, let us not forget, earned $21 million last year and paid taxes at a rate of 14.9%. Well, you talk about reverse Robin Hood. Well, that's where you find it.
How can this not be a political winner for the Democrats? I mean, how can you not easily make the case for the 99% with these kind of jokers coming up with plans like this?
Well, it will be. It will be if the Democrats use it. I mean, the Democrats have taken defeat out of the jaws of victory before by not focusing on what the Republicans clearly want to do, what they are doing, what they've tried to do, and who they are for. I think Democrats ought to run with this. I mean, it's clear. If the public looks at the Ryan plan clearly, if the news media convey what the Ryan plan is, if Romney is clear about what he wants as well, they don't. I just don't think that the average Americans, regardless of political persuasion, are going to go along with it.
Robert Reich, always a pleasure. Good to have you with us tonight on The Ed Show. Thanks so much.
Thanks, Ed.